My name is Francois Malala. I'm a founding member of Association VATA, which based in Antananarivo, Madagascar. I'm a professor at the university and curator at the museum space of Antananarivo University. I have worked on Malagasy small mammals for over 20 years. Today, I want to share with you a topic about the scientific collection at the University of Antananarivo, which is a museum space serving Malagasy biodiversity and showing evidence of the advancement of research. Madagascar doesn't have a national museum of natural history. In 1990, graduate students and professors of the Department of Zoology and Animal Biodiversity, formerly Department of Animal Biology, were aware of the importance of the unique Malagasy biodiversity and had the initiative for the creation of a scientific collection. With the support of overseas collaborators and researchers, members of the department were able to transform a room into a scientific collection and museum space. One of the critical additions was obtaining high-quality museum cabinets, which were recovered by Steve Goodman from the Field Museum and Association VATA. These cabinets were recovered at the University of Michigan Museum of Zoology and sent to Antananarivo in a shipping container. Since then, students, researchers, and partners of department in collaboration with institutions abroad have enriched the collection with specimens collected from research programs on Malagasy animals. The Department of Zoology and Biodiversity animal collection plays important roles associated with scientific advances for Malagasy biodiversity, including archival, educational, and research. Several dissertations and theses, as well as scientific articles by national and international researchers, have been developed through the use of specimens held within this collection. Therefore, it has become an essential tool for the advancement of research and animal conservation. This collection contains specimens collected since 1989 and catalogued with the acronym UADBA, which stands for University of Antananarivo, Department of Animal Biology. Holotypes and paratypes of recently described new species are also housed in a special case within the collection. The museum's holding consists principally of Malagasy species, although there are specimens from other countries and groups not represented on the island that are used for reference and teaching purposes. The identification of most specimens has been confirmed by specialists. This collection is used as reference tool for the identification of specimens by students, professors, and national and foreign researchers. The importance of this collection is serving as database on Madagascar biodiversity. This collection plays role also on conservation and presentation of natural patrimony. Then, it's used for studying and scientific valorization of Malagasy animal species. Another importance of this collection is to use in educational activities. Being aware of the importance of this collection and noting the increasing of specimens number from research activities, the creation of the animal scientific collection and its maintenance based on different goals, such as to maximize information on Malagasy animal species, and then to provide specimens and their associated data to research community. This collection serves critical archival importance and curatorial procedures of collected specimens from scientific studies, in the interest of maximizing their scientific value and utility, and then integrating associated data into conservation and educational activities. Much of the department biology animals collection consists of vertebrate specimens. A large collection room has 10 cabinets, 4 large and 6 small for skin samples. These are the cabinets that were donated by the University of Michigan and sent to Madagascar by the Field Museum. The cabinets are placed on a metal grid support system and about 15 centimeters off the ground, providing air circulation, a necessary aspect in the climate of Madagascar to ensure proper curation. 9 cabinets with glass doors or without doors are in the collection room for storage of alcohol-filled jars with rubber gaskets for fluid-preserved specimens of amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Then 9 cabinets for specimens prepared as live mounts. In addition, 4 large shelving units for a portion of a specimen stored in alcohol. Note that opaque black curtains close off the shelves to reduce UV penetrations. The collection room has a small room for the preparation of samples with tables that could accommodate 4 people, then 1 cabinet used for storing documents and 4 for materials. This photo shows, for example, skull preparation, catalogued reptiles and amphibians collection composed almost exclusively of fluid-preserved specimens in 70 degrees ethanol. In total, the specimens are at about 45,000 specimens, and the specimens represent more than 90% of Malagasy species of these 2 groups. This photo shows an example of fluid-preserved specimens of reptiles, and then for amphibians. For bird, 500 specimens are catalogued within 100 species and represent 80% of Malagasy birds. They are preserved as skin, skeleton, and fluid. This is an example of bird skins collection. It belongs to members of the endemic subfamily Quinae known as kuas. The mammal collection represents about 90% of described Malagasy species. There are 7,000 catalogued specimens preserved as flat skins, many with associated skulls, skeletons, and fluid preserved. Cabinets are mainly for mammals and birds prepared as flat museum skins, and for the former associated with prepared skulls in adjacent cardboard trays. The plastic tubes and vials donated to the university by the Field Museum are to house the skulls of each specimen and have been largely cleaned by the use of Dermestes beetles. The specimens here are of an endemic subfamily of rodents belonging to the Nesomainae. In certain cases, material exported for cleaning and identification were first catalogued in other museums, as can be seen by the Field Museum labels here, and then repatriated to Madagascar and recatalogued with UADBA numbers. The specimens here are of an endemic family known as the Tenrecs. The specimens here are of an endemic family known as the Tenrecs, in this case a separate subfamily known as the Tenrecinae. The specimens shown here are of an endemic family of Carnivora known as the Eupleuridae. Rather than using vials, the cleaned skulls are placed in cardboard trays and boxes. Note that each skull has the UADBA catalog number. This photo shows skin and skull specimens of bats. Special shelving able to support considerable weight was constructed to hold these collections. Note that opaque black curtains have been installed to protect the collection from UV light. In addition, the collection has specimens for educational materials, and it could be specimens prepared as a live mount or fluid-preserved specimens. This slide shows a live mount specimens of international birds. In another portion of the department and distinct from the museum collection are colonies of Dermestes beetles that are used for cleaning osteological material from principally mammals, but as well other vertebrate groups. As an indication of continued field research by national and international researchers, the museum has about 15,000 specimens that remain to be catalogued, some of which have been identified and others remain to be identified. A certain portion of this represent undescribed species. However, a portion of these materials and backlog is associated with the lack of curatorial staff, which brings us to the next point. The collection is facing different problems that departments of biology animals team must resolve. First problem is the lack of sufficient working space and room for collection. Skin and alcohol specimens in the same room, and then specimens and field equipment housed in the same room and resulting in a certain level of disorder. This collection has also a storage problem because much of cabinets for fluid-preserved specimens are non-metal. Another major problem is the lack of materials. The university doesn't have any budget line for the collection room. Partners and foreign researchers provide materials and equipment. Due to the lack of budget, no permanent museum technician ensure the maintenance of specimens. Professors and students ensure the maintenance of room and specimens. That was what I want to share with you, and to close my presentation, I want to thank the 2021 SPNHC Organizing Committee to invite me at this virtual conference, and then Christina Len Grant for supporting on registration fees. I want to thank also the Department of Biology Animal at the University of Antananarivo and the Association VAD for their supports. Special thanks to the Field Museum of Chicago through Dr. Steve Goodman for supporting the scientific collection at the University of Antananarivo since 1990. The Field Museum providing 85% of material used at this collection. That's the end of my talk, and if there are researchers or partners that would like to collaborate with the scientific collection team of University of Antananarivo, they are welcome. I'd like to thank you for your time and attention today.